but we'll just play it by ear for now. Select a spot and an activity. From here, you can select where to hang out in the room and what activity you want to do, studying, reading, or even taking a nap. Set the time of day to your liking, whether you're an early bird or a night owl. Here, you can choose different times of day that affect the lighting and ambience of the room. This is your Spiritographer's book, the Spirit Decks. This is where you will find your trusty Spiritographer's book, the Spirit Decks. Inside, you will record all your findings about the different spirits you'll encounter. You know, I actually found this game as a recommendation of a Pokemon Light, if anyone ever heard of it. Because you just interact with the art environment, and then all these diverse creatures just show up eventually. And many of the designs are very creative. Well, here we're playing a new game from scratch. So I'll be recording all my discoveries, to which you'll see it firsthand as I do. This is your Spiritographer's book, Spirit Decks. Using different sounds, activities, and lighting will lure spirits to reveal themselves. This icon glows if a spirit is being lured and will notify you when a spirit has been discovered. It can take some time, be patient, and then they will show up eventually. Here we are. Up there is your ranking as a Spiritographer. You will earn experience as you spend time here, as well as using the various productivity tools. Discovering a new spirit will also give you a big EXP boost. Here's your ranking as a Spiritographer. So 1. When you level up, I'll reward you with spirit credits that you can use to unlock new customization items. As well, some rare spirits will only show up if your Spiritographer level is high enough. So, not much of a challenge other than maybe some sort of puzzle being involved. The way it works is just as you go through each option of customization or activity, you'll eventually find every spirit. Customize your room. This place is all yours. You can customize the room to your liking. You can also exchange your spirit credits here to unlock more options. Open the wardrobe and be whoever you want to be. You can also select a different spirit companion once you've discovered one. Your spirit credits can be used here to unlock even more options. And enjoy your time here in Spirit City. Right now, enough of my explanations. Let's start by customizing your appearance. Sweet. First achievement. Let's start with a basic fit for now. It should not be a surprise, but I am clearly male. Let's put it right there. A bit squat in real life, but nothing too portly. this works, yes. You know, it's funny. I get confused for a lot of people. Now, I'm not much of a picture in any measure, but someone I think as a joke back in high school said I look like George Clooney. Impossible. I don't see it. Let's look at some hair. I think I had chosen something like this. Excellent. Just how I usually have my haircut. Nice. No matter how old you get, your mother will always scold you. Say you can't look too unkempt. Whatever. I'll just skip this portion for now. Those look rather square. No, not this one. How I would envision my eyes. Something round, not necessarily square. Multiple occasions I usually get confused for someone much younger. No, not too young. No, in reality, I'm far from young now. But you're never too old to play a game. Let's try something more serious, like that. Yes. See if I can choose a darker tint. No. I think, yes, this is closer to my complexion. And like a true Roman, I pluck my beard, so I stay hairless. Let's go with the outfits. Funny thing, I had these old glasses for nearly 5 years, and it was like my last pair. Shame on me that it dropped one day, and the bolt unhinged and let the lens pop out. So I had to hold it with a vice grip and a bread tie for nearly 3 weeks until I finally got a replacement. I'm not going to be so reckless with my eyes anymore. What works? Round. I think it makes for a good look. Though in reality I have these strange half-moon glasses. One of these days I'll finally be photogenic for you true believers out there, and you'll finally get to see my mug. At the moment, too small, and I don't want to be, as fits my fashion. No, that's more on the frilly side. Now what's this? Not my actual fashion, but close to my intended fashion, actually. Before I would just wear a lot of Adidas, like a gopnik. However, I've tried to find something a little more semi-formal, kind of like a tank suit. This could work well. Nope. Just realized I had to purchase it. Close it again. Preset. Yeah, my usual wear is the 3 stripes, not the 2. If I can find something that fits my current. Yeah, that works. And 2 socks, black. To be honest, I never wear shoes indoors. I track too much dust. Honestly, I walk everywhere. I always try to walk at least 20,000 steps a day. Let's see what Lenny is up to. I think I had unlocked the Celestial Lenny. Snow Lenny, Summer Lenny, Christmas Lenny. No, absolutely not. Well, it's spooky month now, so this Lenny will do. Well, I'll be customize the consoles now. This is something I didn't realize I wasn't done before. In reality, I don't like putting stickers on my electronics. Very Hexatron. I might use this one, but it depends if there's a matching set. Tanuki, Nintendo. Oh wait, no, it's supposed to be a Steam Deck. So we have black and that seems to be everything for customization. Where'd it go? Let's do some fireside nonsense. Just as I am here on the computer, might as well talk about typical goings on. Last time aside from 2 nights ago where I played my first stream, Pumpkin Jack, I hadn't streamed for 3 months prior to that. It's because I was just finishing up medical assistance training. It took a whole 6 months. Fortunately, I'm starting my internship tomorrow, and there'll be plenty of misadventures to be had there. Though the day-to-day is probably going to be boring anyhow. That's funny. I had started my classes 6 months ago in April, and now here in October, I'm finally having my first real work. Technically, this time last week, I actually did have like 1 day of quote real work, but it was a disaster. I don't really have much of a theme for this opening stream for now, this vlog, if you will. So I'll go on and off on some subjects before I really narrow down. So let's see what we have for activities. Desk. Let's try drawing. Oh, first. Not too important. First spare decks. Time to slide. Let's check out the spare decks. My desk has felt strangely clean lately, maybe missing some supplies. Have you ever thought to yourself that your desk looks a little cleaner, even though you swore you didn't tidy it? You might have a goopy to thank for that. This gelatinous spirit travels across flat surfaces, sucking up dust, crumbs, and loose objects to digest later. Despite their viscous appearance, these leave no residue, so many people welcome having one in place of vacuum. Just be careful where you leave your stapler, because this ooze's diet does not discriminate. It took me a while, because I am not as well versed in office supplies, but for electronics, there is this particular slime that's supposed to go into the crevices of your keyboard. Just pull out all the lint. I think this Goomy is meant to be that thing, rather than a fantasy slime monster. Not sure what the kitchen ones are. And I'll look at the train stuff next time. Alright, this is a good opportunity to just enjoy the sounds for maybe a minute or two. I gotta stop for some water. this lo-fi moment, drawing on a tablet. Happy accident. So I remember a few years back I had a pretty decent Leon tablet. It was like the Canvas 20. Had it for years, but to be honest, I hardly ever touched it. I've always been better at traditional art, though to be honest about that, I wouldn't even consider myself all that skilled in any measure. Still, I enjoy to draw. The thing is that every person is usually social media types, where they insist on the joy of drawing. They only really mean it when you come to rely on them for drawing. I do want to go more in depth, but that should be its own video. All those people talking about picking up a pencil, etc., etc. The thing is, I do. That was a bit difficult for me to learn how to draw on tablet. And hopefully, if I ever get to 50 subscribers, I'll be able to do live stream on mobile. And you get to see how I draw for once. I remember having followed several artists for a decade. I remember when I first got onto Instagram back in 2014. I met two different artists from there, got along with them over the course of 9 months, and then suddenly they had all sorts of falling out. In hindsight, it was my first online friendship, and it wasn't good tidings, but in hindsight. Similarly, when it came to individuals making art, their worst case, they don't really have that sincerity the way you think they do. Alright, let me try to do some relevant art rant. I do have a couple of stories of how some people, they always end up coming to me for art advice, and particularly for commissions. And let's just say they have very strange expectations to how their commissions work. Though this is something that shouldn't be too much of a problem. If anything, my own advice when it comes to commissions are way out of league compared to more established online social media artists. You know, the ones that always put the art advice on YouTube. Sabiato. What's the other guy's name? Funny. This channel that I usually stream from is new, but I already got a call out from Sabiato. I'm pretty sure he hates my guts. I think I could talk about that for right now. So, one of the things is, almost always, the people who come to me for advice are always asking about pricing, which is strange learning how to draw for myself, as well as teaching others how to draw for themselves to circumvent art commission prices. So when these people always talk about drawing, say, oh, don't be lazy, pick up a pencil. I'm like, okay, I picked up a pencil, so I don't have to come to you to draw for me. And the look on their face just completely changes. They suddenly go from, you're my best friend, to, I want you gone. Funny how that works. Or, no, not really. Let's try might. Some sounds. Personally, I appreciate the sounds of rain. Here we are. There we go. This is my element. So yes, I could go into each individual artist story, years later, but a couple of examples for like commission pricing. First one was this Polish lady. I had learned, I don't even know the numbers of currency anymore. It's been over 10 years. But I said, oh, easy. You look at the minimum wage per hour, and you just measure how long it takes you to complete a drawing. Something simplistic within 4 hours, or something more extensive, like 10, 20, 30 hours. And once you put that price range together, you provide that to your client so they have an understanding of not only what the price is for your skill, but also the expectation and timeline of completion. It all really fits together. Time and again, they think, no, that shouldn't work that way. And time and again, they go nowhere. Unfortunately so. First one from Poland, it was actually two cousins that they could do it away. Within the course of 9 months of learning who they were, thinking they were good friends, and then having falling out, it was another 4 months after that they had deleted their profile and removed their online portfolio. They never had any clients. There were several others. One nice Russian lady that named Musnek. I think she just moved on to a different career. Still makes art. Incredible. Doesn't even know who I am. I still follow her galleries on the weekend. I'll talk about that next time. More recent one. This couple from the Philippines. Guy hated my guts. I'll get to that one next time. But a few of their friends I had got along with. One of them, let's call her Samla. She also asked about the pricing. And fortunately, I say that she had very good talent. She wanted to put it or to the equivalent of like 7 USD per hour. And I say, oh, don't sell yourself short. Yeah. But again, something around that broad range. Learn to draw within 2 or 3 days. And people will line up for that. Affordable. And from a talented human artist with whom you appreciate their art style and something that you see grow in the portfolio over time. She thought I was too begrudged to those myself, I don't think I fare any better. I think after my birthday this year, I had just removed all my social media. It's more of a career move. I don't want anyone following me into hospitals I'm working at. But I still have two pieces. One art online portfolio on Pixel, also Mr.PibbZero, and on Rednote, Mr.PibbZero. I haven't put anything on Rednote. I tried putting a graded paper doodle of myself, something that kind of looks like what you see now in my avatar here. But I had forgotten to take it out of the rough draft for the last 2 months. Really embarrassing. And for Pixel, because school is away, I feel terrible. Double running and schedule. It's just been insane to work with this. Though, in a way, I'm kind of proud because the sort of trash talker that Wasabiato was, his Pixel doesn't even have 6. actual estimated kind of like about 7 on the Steam profile. I have to just jump to this one. I'm glad it was just over the first version. Finally started like external allows you to their direct YouTube channel. long as it doesn't, you know, get me in trouble, I'll answer pretty much any question. I'm